you through your confirmation mail regarding the AICT policy about attendance and assignment. As per the policy of AICT, the certificates will be issued to participants with the following criteria. The participants need attendance more than 80%. Participants need to secure more than 60% marks in the quiz. And also you have to fill up the feedback form on AICT adult portal at the end of the program. So you have to meet the 3 criteria in order to receive the digital certificate. And regarding about the assessment, we will be posting a multiple choice quiz soon after the validatory function through the Meet and WhatsApp group. The link will be shared through our WhatsApp group, and the quiz will be enabled for 24 hours till Saturday 3:30 p.m. So you must attend the quiz at your convenient time. And while entering the feedback form on the AICT portal, please ensure that the details provided by you is correct. Once the digital certificate is issued by AICT, correction is not possible. So please check whether the information provided by you in the portal is correct. So all the participants, there is one more announcement regarding our third session today. As we are closing, or we have reached the end of our FDP, and we have to conduct a validatory function also. We are preponing the last session to 1:30 p.m. So participants, please note our final session today will begins at 1:30 p.m. Thank you all. Dear participants, today's schedule is the session 1 is from 9:30 to 11, and our session 2 will be from 11:30 to 1, and only the change of timing is in the third session. It will begins at 1:30 to 3 p.m. Vinod sir, can we start the session?
Yes, please proceed.
Okay, thank you, sir. So we have reached the final day of our FDP on mathematical foundations for machine learning. Today, the first session, our topic is nature-inspired optimization techniques, and our resource person is Dr. Vinod Chandra SS. About our resource person, Dr. Vinod Chandra is currently working as professor in the Department of Computer Science, University of Kerala. He started his teaching career as lecturer in the year 1999 and has taught in various engineering colleges in the state of Kerala. About his academics, he obtained BTech from University of Calicut and MTech from Cochin University of Science and Technology, Kerala, with securing first rank. He completed MBA from Indira Gandhi National Open University and obtained his PhD from University of Kerala. He has 5 intellectual property rights in algorithms and a patent also. He had authored 8 academic books and a good number of research publications in well-reputed journals. He is associated with the e-governance of University of Kerala and received the Kerala State E-Governance Award in 2017 and 2018. His research area of interest includes machine learning, nature-inspired computing, and computational biology. We are very much honored to have Dr. Vinod Chandra as our resource person today. On behalf of Sri Buddha College of Engineering, I welcome Dr. Vinod Chandra for handling the session. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very nice introduction. I cannot say hi, good morning, because today, as well as yesterday's weather is too bad. Even though, as the part of the Western culture, I would like to say good morning to all. So I would like to present my screen. Now I think it is visible. Is it visible?
Yes, sir, it's coming.
So
Yes,
today's
visible.
lecture is nature-inspired optimization techniques, but I would like to call it as innovation from nature. Actually, this is one of the subject present day, that is you can see in your syllabus in MTech studies as well as PhD studies. Nature-inspired optimization techniques is one of this subject over most of the universities around the globe. My point of view is to introduce some subject. I think some of you are very much interested in this subject, and you all of you are heard about some algorithms. I'm just unveil some of the algorithms not heard about you. So what is one of the topmost innovation from your point of view? I would like to say this is it. That is a invention of transistor. John Burden, who got Nobel Prize twice, and other two members were jointly together get a Nobel Prize for invention of transistor. This is the transistor they were made, and this is one of the change that you are made in your life. Facebook is your, then the evolution is something like that. The Macintosh human being as well as Apple Macintosh. The difference is, as you know, the human evolution take million of years, but evolution of Macintosh years only. That is the difference between evolution in based on time. So you can see the car. The past car is something like that, and the present car is like future. The car may be something like that. This is the technology you can see. One of the in the 1850s, you can see this type of train, and present train is this, and futurely you can see train is maybe like this. And this is, as you know, this is ENIAC machine. This is a past one, present computer, and future. This may be the computer. That is technology needs and technology. And this is a oldest technology. First one is your typewriter, electronic typewriter, and DTP technology nowadays we are using. And this is abacus and slide line rule, Pascaline, ENIAC engine, EDSAC microprocessor, desktop and laptop, and so Blu-ray supercomputer. The growth is not in a single day, but it is always depend upon time. So a question always arises, how we arrive into these technologies. Some of the things, problems are real problems I would like to explore for you. Can you identify two from this figure? So this may be figure 2. This also can be 2. This also 2. This also 2. These 2 may be 2. So these things can be handwritten character identification. Another one is, did you see Taliolas in our, because as you know, our Bharat in Kerala, in India, the concept of education is very old. In Nalanda Vidyalaya, Takshashila, all are very keen interested in education, and the Taliola Granthas are one of the. In Kerala University also we have manuscript library. They preserve more than lakhs Taliolas in our library. So identification of lipi is one of the challenging tasks there. Identification of your face or faces identification is another challenging task. How can you identify how many faces are there? This can be located from a picture or a snapshot. How many people are there? How many faces are there? How many human is there? How many dogs are there? These type of questions always there. That question is arranged from challenging first problem. The Google location identification system, initially 20 year back, it cannot, but now it is a common one. The location identification is easy. Can you identify the get destination here? From top aerial point of view, you can't. But when a person who is traveling through the car, he can. That's the difference. You can make it. And this is very hard to identify at the traffic time. How can you identify a location or a position if you are driving a car. Is it easy? Not at all. That is why we are very interested in the case of, as you know, Google Maps. Can you solve these problems? Definitely, yes. Definitely, yes. That problem can be solvable. In your FDP, you explore many idea, that idea, data science idea, machine learning, etc. That is also possible. So nature gives some roles. Here you can see the petal, the leaf have shown a particular structure. Water drops, ants, bees, etc. are creative in nature. That is why. Here you can see some design, interesting design. The car is designed from that fish, and the bullet train is defined from that bird. That nature-inspired designs are in and around us. So here you can see another couple. That is, you can see the intelligent robot as well as the inspired, the fly is inspired from automatic fly, as well as the flight is inspired from the bird. I would like to show some interesting workers in the nature. You can see this is bees and this is a bee colony. That's the difference. This is an ant, simple ant, but it will not work simply. This is a colony, and this is a colony, and the growth you can see. And here's this, the movement of ant. It's voyaging. It's called voyaging of ant from one location to another. That is called from source to destination. We can call it as. And the bird's movement is something like that. If you look over a single bird, not at all. If it is a fish school, bird school, the movement of that is one type of movement is different. And this is flocking. Whenever you just go to the paddy field and make a voice, toe, immediately, if the birds are there, the bird's movement is something like that. After particular time, it make a particular shape, as you just saw. And here is some intelligent idea. You can see the termites. Here you can see the termites will be growing to up towards the tree. That is an intelligent movement. Similarly, a group of honey bees are taking seeds from the ground. Simply, you can see like this. This is the mechanism of grouping mechanism done by each of the honey bee or ant or bird or something. So, a question arises always. Do computer science is inspired for this biological experiment? Definitely we people, computer science people, needs to explore idea for other engineering subjects. We should like to make algorithms, solutions, etc. for them. Here you can see a particular thing, robot ant, and robot. Otherwise, we can see a piece of things when be connected together, and finally you can make it a particular movable material. Here you can see in a tower, in a city, you can see connected lot of devices, IT devices, intellectual devices where we connected together. You can see that is connected together in a tower location, etc. So my question is, can you identify a particular thing, a particular device, where it is connected and where it is communicated? Now it's easy because there are that much algorithms and that much technologies are there. So is it simple one? As you know, the world famous intellectual game is this. Then the solution is making is not that much easy or that much hard. So that will be stop our progress if we are only depend upon mathematics or statistics or all. We cannot move further. No progress, then you will just point, your memory should be point out to into the nature. see, like SRAM intelligence is one of the nature. So as you know, problems are there, mathematical problems are, lot of problems are mathematical and statistical, etc. But these all are not at all giving solutions, because as you know, we need high level of skill set, mathematical background, as well as experimental background for solving a problem using statistical technique like HMM, mathematical technique, Runge-Kutta method, etc. So then what is a solution? It's a centralized, this is a centralized solution. HMM as well as mathematical solutions are giving centralized solutions. Like they say, in your picture you can see South Africa, Hong Kong and Los Angeles are connected with the mainland of the Europe. That is like centralized solutions. That is having some limited. So SRAM intelligence shows a promise that it should be giving local solutions to all. Here you can see a set of points. So consider these all are towers, mobile towers, say simply. And you can see this is your one of the tower identified destination, and all others are, these selected points are your sources. Then how the sources are moved into the destination. This is called centralized solution. So ant colony optimization is one of the algorithm, that is one of the example that gives some inspiration. Another one you can see here, these are points, and as you know, the green is your source and yellow is your destination. Then how can we reach from source to destination? There are a lot of way. This is one of the way that it will be marked by using, first of all, you just go from the source to destination. After that, you are making the trace back. After the trace back, you will identify this is the best. So this is a best example given by B colony optimization. B is something like that. So how my question is, are they giving that much interest? Yes, here you can see this is a source and this is the destination, and this is the trace back from the destination to the source. So this gives some example. So the question is again arises, how does solve this type of problems? As I mentioned, centralized solutions are not enough for us to make solution. There comes localization effort. That combined effort always give a localization effort. Localization gives that much efficient solution for a global optimized solution. For example, you computer science as well as electronic people are know static routing. Static routing is nothing but all are say routers or towers or etc. We have this network, and the green are your source and yellow are your destination. So there should be multiple source and multiple destinations are there. Each source is connected to destination. This is the basic principle in mobile towering as well as your say what our system, like especially speaking our computational system in the case of mobile routing. So mobile ad hoc routing, an example, how it is locally, we are solving locally. We are making a part of it as a local post. Here inside the circle, you can see this localization effort. So these are connection, and this is a source based on one source and destination. This is a movement, and this where we identify, and this we separated and make their own solution, and we integrated into these single circle to other circles and make a final solution. So like this is a way making. So first solution is over, then we are making into other circles, then using a trace back. So this is a way we are making solutions. So from a source to destination, it is happening. Then making another one, you can make it like this, another solution. So in order to identify, that can be movable. When you saw this picture, what you will identify? This is called Burj Khalifa at Dubai. Whenever, if I am seeing, or when I am seeing a picture of this, immediately identify that is this is called stigmatic landmark. So that question is there. Stigmatic, what is that? Stigmatic. So that is it. Here you can see again. The stigmatic is that moment that is stores the list of node get that particular goal. Again, we identify trace back as well as that stigmatic where we are fixing into. That is the third line, arrow lines you can see. So that is efficient, scalable, adaptive, wonderful. There comes the introduction of nature-inspired algorithms. As I mentioned, it is not only optimization, but most common algorithms and most of the algorithms are optimization algorithms. That is why nature-inspired optimization techniques. Because nature-inspired algorithms are nothing but the process from or the things from nature, and we are inspired from the nature. Then a question arises again, how we are making that algorithms. Before that, how can you classify? We can make it a classification like bio-inspired, swarm-based, evolutionary-based. Each one can be explained by the help of some of the algorithms. For example, bio-inspired. Have you heard about genetic algorithm? It is evolved from generic concepts of human, and otherwise immunity. Immunity can be make it as an algorithm, artificial immune system, that is bio-inspired. Just mentioned before that swarm intelligence are nothing but bee, ant, birds, fish, etc. Single entity will not work. If working with as a colony, as a group, that is called a swarm. Another one is evolutionary. For example, the growth of a plant, flower pollination, this can be make it as an algorithm. Then we can see later like this, how these algorithms are making. Initially, we are, as you know, the hidden Markov models were being developed in 1 century before, not just not century, in 100 years back, more than 100 years. I think this is 1908. It is identified, but that were be used in 1972 by Rabiner. After finishing the speech signal, he identified hidden Markov model. It can be used, but today we have a lot of problems. How we can easily identify that problems or easily convert that problems? So there comes engineering concepts, reverse engineering concept. First of all, identify problem. Then, if nature interactive communication technology giving such solution, then make it an understanding. Then identify the nature behavior plus engineering part. Then make its mathematics. That is a step. Design of nature-inspired solution is something like that. So one of the first technique I would like to say swarm intelligence. The swarm intelligence is a group based on self-organizing and division of labor. There should be positive as well as negative feedback, and some fluctuations, multiple interactions are required in the case either or is required in the case of making a self-organizing colony. And there should be some labor. For example, in an ant colony, each of the ant have its own work, similar nature of work. But in a bee colony, there are different works for each of the bees. For example, scout, employed bees, scout bees, etc. So one of the most common algorithm called ant colony algorithms. Initially, it was ant colony optimization. Now, ant colony algorithms. There are a lot of algorithms further developed. I would like to say that is ant foraging, cooperative self-pheromone trials are, you can see from a next to food. Each ant is identified their own path, movement, and reach the food first ant. The same return back to the nest, then all ants are making the path. How it is possible? All ants are moving an optimum path. If even if an obstacle is there, there comes our algorithms. How can you make each of the ant called agents? The stigmary can be operational. The stigmary reduces or eliminate communication between the ant. That is the point. So the key concept is called stigmary. This is indicate a communicative interaction with the environment. So that individualism is not allowed. It may be allowed and not allowed. That is also possible. There comes from ant to algorithm, how we can make it. So intelligence information allows us to address like problem solving, algorithms, real world applications, etc. can be make. How we can make a model? When you go through machine learning technologies, you are making a model. We know support vector machines. Even though when I am solving a problem using SVM, another person is solving an SVM, both of them have different models, different kernels, different algorithms. Like this optimization also, this natural speed optimization also making in difference. For example, observation phenomenon observation is very important in the case of any of the biological movement, and there should be a biologically motivated model, and without constraints should be avoidable. And in the case of modeling, simply it is real world focus of point view, and the quantities as well as qualities are very important of this model. And definitely a model, the defined model should be simple coherence and refundability. So there should be certain parameters. When you design a ANN, you need parameters. Similarly, when you make some nature inspired algorithms, there should be some of the parameters. Later you can see that. So you can see the ant colony, how it is making the ants movement, pheromone trails. Any ant can make a movement left, right, or straight. This can be mapped as a probability. Here you can see that probability of proximity, that is called proximity of the movement. Then it should be shortest path. Let us consider the scenario. All ants are moving towards straight. I just place an obstacle here. What will happen? There are two possibilities, either left movement or right movement, no straight movement. What will happen? You can see some of the ants may be moving left and some of the ants moving right. Make the path. After that, here the left path, say, is the best. It is the shortest. How they identify? They identify using called pheromone. Pheromone is a biological material. That material makes the movement. So more pheromone deposit, that path will be selected by each ant. So this is the final shortest path from the source to destination. So that is why this is using. Suppose you can see the nest ant as well as source. Multiple paths are there. Actually, the ants from the source identify, another identify, and finally, this is the most pheromone deposited point from the source to destination. So this will be selected. This is the way of identifying shortest path. Shortest path problem is an optimization problem. That is a very good problem. That is very useful problem for computational as well as other branch of engineering sciences. So what proofness you can see? Shortest path is a comparison over frequency, pheromone density. As you know, pheromone density is nothing but it's a biological material. When an ant moves from one position, the pheromone is just marked through the line as a line, simply marked as a line. So that is it. That is the movement of each ant. So that is making us. So what we can see, that's called avoiding the coverage of local optimal solution. This is a simple local solution it make. As an obstacle is placed, just the slides before you saw. If it is placed, what will happen? A local problem arises. How can break or how can make a simple solution for avoiding that obstacle or making out the obstacle? That's this local problem. This is considerably as a, if it's integrated, that is called global problem. And ant colony optimization algorithm is proposed by Dorigo in 1991 in his PhD thesis for now it's using as a multi-model optimization problem. And this is working, is making as a graph, G equal VE, where is a V is a vertices and E are the edges. And there should be a transition that is called a probability transition from I naught to J naught in the graph, where an kth and can move from I to J. This is a capability you can see. And this is the algorithm, simple piece of algorithm Dorigo used in his thesis. This is a algorithm in the slide you can see. So as you know, shortest problem, graph coloring problem, job shop problem, these problems are MP hard problems, computational problems. So like set partition problem, as you know, set partition problem is one of the highest level of skills are required for solving that. Another one is job shop problem for mechanical engineers, where we known that is job shop problem is another optimization problem than colony can solve. Another one is knapsack problem. If it is a multiple knapsack, the identification through and is very easy. Another one is in bioinformatics, protein folding. This is a highly challengeable task because, as you know, the food as well as oxygen transportation from our body is using hemoglobin, myoglobin. Both are protein, say, simply speaking, protein. These will be folded together, then only oxygen will be transported. Hemoglobin as well as myoglobin. This is why ant colony optimization algorithm plays. Another one is data mining. In data mining, many places these ant colony optimizations are useful. As you know, TSP, traveling salesman problem, ant colony optimization algorithm is using data slides. You can see how a simple TSP can be solvable. This is a TSP problem using ant. Nothing but a global pheromone updating rule is required to solve. That's all. This is a cities in USA. Why I mentioned the USA? Because there are city oriented. Simply speaking, the country is very city oriented. That's why. How we can solve? Simply for cities, how we can make the distance is given. ABCD are cities. AB as 10, AC 10, AD 30, BC 40, and CD is 20. This is a distance in units given. And the red marks are pheromone. I am placing an random and in position B. From BA possible, BC, BD are possible. Then pheromone strength, based on that pheromone strength. First of all, it comes AC, BC. So pheromone strength, this increases there. Then comes to CD, because CD is 20 and CA is so that makes sense. Then it comes to AD and finally comes to AD. Then after that, the pheromone strength is something like that. You can see in the picture BC, CD, CA, and CB. So there comes the final solution. Then he start D, another solution will get. If you start C, another solution will get. This is the way. So this is a complete definition. This is definition of traveling salesman problem. Everywhere it's applicable, and most of them you are aware of this, because traveling salesman problem is a wonderful problem. It's a Hamiltonian path identification. Problem is NP hard, as you know. Complexity class is NP hard. There are a lot of solutions in from last 100 years, you can see deterministic exact solution is brute force, but it is not practical. Dynamic problem is there, but it is exact solution is there, but is the complexity is very hard. Greedy algorithm is approximate solution is given, but it is comparatively lesser time taken. ACS solution gives deterministic approximate solution, but the problem is, as you know, somewhat complex. A simple example I would like to show. This is your graph with 5 cities. I am placing 3 ants in 3 locations. A, E, C. So I am getting 3 solutions. I am getting 3 solutions. Which solution is a feasible one that I can make it? First one is navigation. This navigated. This navigated. This navigated. So all 3 ants will be navigated, and a question arises: which ant is giving lesser traveling some time? That is called optimal solution. So I am selecting, say this is the optimal solution. Then make it as, here you can see this is the solution. In real world, you can say and robots collective type combination, and real world you can see robots are small, and robots were be done, that were be connected, that were be useful, that very highly using, and routing of packets from in SDN controllers, in routers, because shortest path problem is very applicable there. And congestion adaptability, flexibility, there comes, it is highly useful. And definitely there is a called gigantic neural network, that is called ANT plus neural network, that is highly using as a web-based architecture, and that is called identifying website things we will be using. In future, these are many optimization problems. It will be there, and most of the things are in real, already real. For example, pipeline inspection, job scheduling, already real, and other things are coming in future. That is one of the futuristic technique using ant colony algorithms. Another technique is called bee colony. Bee colony is nothing but the difference is, as I mentioned, difference is, ant is a simply called agent, bee also agent, but the thing is each bee is different in the case of bee colony. In the case of ant, all ants are agents with equal capacity. In bee, this a cooperation is required, colony cooperation, then regulate the hive temperature, efficiency also based on the division of labor, and there should be a communication between the bees. For example, the quality as well as quantity of food sources will be identified by the bees vocal dance. The quality as well as quantity of the food is very interesting thing, that is called exchange of information. For example, one bee will be identify the quality and quantity of the bee, say food source, that comes to the hive and communicate with the other bees. There should be some source, food source, the quantity is like this, quality is like this, and this many number of bees are required for collecting the, so that is called a knowledge transmission using vocal dance. So who are there? Food source is there, employed bees are there, unemployed bees are there. This is called parameters. When I design an algorithm, in especially speaking in the case of bee colony or ant colony, etc., what are the parameters? Here comes source, destination, proximity of next, employee bees, unemployed bees, scout, onlookers, etc. Then what are the transportation techniques? Honey, water, pollen, wax. These all are transport from food source to the nectar. So that is called the parameters using. So this is, you can see the, for example, it's assume that 10 kilometer is each bee's transmission from 10-meter radius. A, B, C are your sources. The quality is mentioned as quality as well as quantity is mentioned in the figure based on the color. On scout B, where just visit A first, B second, then go to C and just return back to the hive and make what? There should be, based on the sugar content as well as quality of the food, make a dancing floor. In dancing floor, it make dance. The dance is nothing but communication for other employed bees for collecting the honey. So the dance is based on direction, distance, and quality. This is the communication will be given based on the angle as well as there's a movement like that. You can, if you just look into the say hive, you can see this dance on the morning section. There's something like that. So based on direction, distance, and quality, it is just given. So as you know, flower bees and ogle dance are very interesting. The movement of bees is based on that. The quality as well as quantity of the nectar or the food source is identified that. So that is the that's a nature gives a gift for the bee. So here you can see a food source is very small, B is large. So number of bees we are be selecting to B is greater than A, because based on the quantity of the dance, from the dance, the bee communicated, especially speaking, the quantity. So that is why the number of bees where be going to be is high compared to A. So this is the mathematical part. The dancing scout bee is called S. Onlookers R, then uncommitted flowers, say, and sharing information, etc. The dancing for this is a say architectural viewpoint for the bees. This make the mathematics. In this lecture, in this talk, I just avoid mathematics part because, as you know, the creativity of mathematics or equations, algorithms, etc. are later part. I'm just giving an insight of the nature-inspired optimization techniques to you. The interested people can make or make their own algorithms as well as study for their PhD or as well as MTech work. Then the ABC algorithm is proposed by Karabaga in 2005 and developed based on the inspecting behavior of real-world food sources and it is now multi-model and multi-optimization problems can be solvable by techniques. Say a simple ABC algorithm as well as multiple algorithms are there. There are assumptions are there. Employee bees are 50%, and worker bees are 50%, and scout bees are 5 to 10%. Say that can be taken from the employed as well as onlooker bees. And as you know that the scouts are making the communication, onlooker bees and employed bees are collectors bees, and onlooker bees are the making the things in the hive. So this is the transformation. The number of employed bees is equal to number of food sources. The food source position is food source solution to the problem. The amount of nectar of a food source is the quality of the solution. So these assumptions are making algorithms. So then a question arises, what is algorithm? Here is algorithm. Repeat and this algorithm is working until you make a solution. This algorithm have some mathematical part. I am just, as I mentioned, mathematical part where be avoiding. And there should be a global solution, probability solution by making this algorithm, and there should be a local probabilistic selection is also there. The local selection called greedy solution, and there should be a random solution for all the ABC solution. And I can make it a conclusion for ABC as it's a population algorithm because a scout bee is only in the nectar, it will not work. Employed bees are there, not work. Unemployed bees are not work. Every bees, the three type of bees are required for to work. That is why it is called population based, and solving multi-dimensional, multimodal numerical problems can be solvable. And as you know, the search process is there. There are a lot of examples in real world. This MRI image classification and phase position estimation, transportation problem solving, etc., and many other problems are there. Another question arises: can we design a new algorithm from such a, say, B colony? Yes, definitely yes. This is a single colony. Now I extend it to multiple colonies. More than one colonies are there. So each colony have its own bees. Then this is assumption, multi-dimensional bees algorithm. I am just making some assumptions based on the method. Multi-model following honeybees are there. Multi-objective optimization model can be solvable. These can be leads to an output like a patent. Multi-model dimension bee, this is there. An article can be there. You can download the source code from this source for making the solution. Another important algorithm is particle swarm, that is called PSO, particle swarm optimization. It is called particle swarm algorithms. As I mentioned, it is fish school as well as birds are moving a similar nature of similar nature. Each bird is having an agent, each fish is an agent. So Kennedy and Russell identified in 1995 as a PSO, particle swarm optimization. It was a simple algorithm. Now it's a complex algorithms are there based on the movement of the particle. Initially, the movement is something like that. They will not collide each other. Each of these flying birds are not collide each other. Why? And this movement is optimum. How? So that should be explored by us. There comes two parameters, as I mentioned. What? P burst and G burst. P burst is called personal burst. Each agent, like a fish or a bird, have its own burst solution. And another one is global burst. Global burst is each particle should keep a global burst. How it make a solution? There should be velocities. What type of velocities? Velocity is nothing but it should keep a velocity, like each particle should have a local velocity and it should keep a global velocity. Then only it can make. There should be the three behaviors: separation, alignment, and cohesion. Without how it can move without collision? Separation, alignment, and cohesion. This is the three things we will be keeping in the mind of a particle. So particles or swarms, definitely keeping. Once again, I am just giving. So search area is possible solutions, global burst, and this is a moment. Current position, current velocity is essential for making the next position. So this is a way of making the mathematics. Current position and current velocity is required for making the next. And the basic idea is each particle is searching for the optimum and moving in and around with velocity and remembers position. Each particle remember its position. And there should be cooperative solution. The basic cooperation principle is will not collide each other and will not lag. Each particle should be move together. That you can see, move together. That is why the energy of the leader can be reduced. That's the moment of the particle. And each particle has an association with the neighbors. Next neighbors. Each neighbors will be connected, communication connected, like taking the velocity as well as position. Here you can see a location, particle is placing, and these particles are boundary particles. They are keeping some, the arrow you can see called position and velocities, local velocity as global velocity, that keeping. And what is a particle does? it does this adjusting its velocity plus weighted random positions and directions are very important. That is making the direction, making the position. Leader fixed the direction. And the previous slide, you saw the blue particles. That particles are boundary particles that they need more energy than green particles. Here, green particles are giving that much energy. That is called geographical. Here you can see the dotted particle have a connection between adjacent particles. Here you can see this is called social behavior of each of this particular neighborhood. Then these should be connected together. Okay, the entire graph, search graph, you can see that called global solution. So there should be a movement like this. This is called virtual circle between the particle. That makes it's a current position as well as next position. Here you can see movement, and PI is nothing but the next position would like to move, preferable movement. That should not move left or right or something. That should be a communication between this. Just you can see whenever it comes outer, it keep position towards straight. That is why a group of particles, whenever you just go to the party field and make a voice toe, immediately scattered. After a particular time, all the particles, all the birds should be moved together and make a particular shape for moving. This is why it's best position. And like this. And the advantages, definitely, as you know, the algorithm parameters, few were simple parameters of the efficient global search algorithm and simple implementation, very simple implementation. And there are always disadvantages also, something tendency to fast premature convention. And in real world motif discovery in bioinformatics optimization problems, engineering mechanics, very informative problems can be solvable by this particle swarm optimization. Another question again arises: can we design a new algorithm from this particle optimization? Yes, you know, multiple species will be moving, like rooks and jackdaws, they will be moving together. These will be, whenever a clock watch, you can see. When I just saw a conference, I would like to participate a conference at say Europe. The people are sitting together. We can say the European people are sitting together, African people are sitting together, Asian people are sitting together. When a cross watch, you can see Italian people are sitting together, German people are sitting together. Otherwise, we can say Indian are sitting together and Chinese are sitting other side. Similarly, a cross watch, you can see, you can make a solution like this. This is a multi-objective optimization making. There should be a solution ranking, max heap procedures can be adoptable, and there should be some properties called multi-objective optimization algorithms that can be derived from evolutionary approach. So the output is something like that. This is also make an IPR and the publication. The source code is available. My I am just exploring the other presentation. If you have any doubts, please ask. These three algorithms are very popular algorithm in SWAM-based. Another algorithm is, as you know, genetic algorithm. I just skipped that algorithm. My question is, do you have any doubts in the common algorithm? Otherwise, I would like to explore the uncommon algorithms in the nature-inspired, as a nature-inspired techniques, not that much common. Do you have any doubts? Please. All of you are sleeping? Hello?
Participants, please interact with our resource person.
Before that, as I mentioned, this is a vast subject, even though I'm giving an insight to you.
Any doubts? Please ask.
I think coordinator, they want certificates only. I am just going to other one. This is the evolution of natural inspired algorithms. Like initially it was heuristic based. Heuristic is nothing but there's an equation. You have a simple equation. A is equal to B operation C. That is called a heuristic technique. For example, initial neural networks, genetic algorithms, simulated analytic, initial SWAM intelligence algorithms are heuristics. After that is meta heuristic. Multiple objective optimization where we solving like meta heuristic algorithm. Now the focus is hyper heuristic. Hyper heuristic is nothing but we can make more than one heuristic combined together to make hyper heuristic. The today's trend is something like that. And these are some of the nature inspired algorithm, important algorithms you can see. Not only this algorithm, these algorithms are some meta heuristics and SWAM based algorithms. And these are some of the meta heuristic SWAM intelligence algorithm. Now, one of the common algorithm is called the Firefly algorithm. Firefly algorithm is nothing but the pheromone you saw in ant colony algorithms. Like here, you can see like pheromone-like material called fireflies are using some biological material, phosphorin. That is the technique we will be using. Based on that, whenever the light intensity of light is the principle behind it, based on that, all other flies comes together to make a simpler solution. Another one is termite colony optimization. It is like a bee colony algorithm because bee colony algorithms are nothing but more than one agent working together. It can be focused to multi-objective optimization technique because bees are collecting honey, pollen, water, wax, etc. Similarly, the termites are being making. So it can be also make an algorithm. Another one is bat algorithm. As you know, movement of bat, obstacle, it will not hit to the obstacle even though it's blind. So making an artificial bat and the movement of bat is based on that can be using algorithm. Another one is social spider algorithm. That algorithm can be solve optimization problems, especially by making its own net and its own movement. The movement is based on its net. It will not make the update position using current position. Based on that, it making optimization. Another one is glowworm optimization. This is from Indian Institute of Science, Krishnagant. The robot movement is simply they were identified. This glowworm is similarly like phosphorin from the glowworm. Another one is cuckoo search. Cuckoo search is also, as you know, cuckoo is just making the egg into the another bird's nest. Based on that, it's a search algorithm developed as a optimization algorithm. Another one is harmony search. When you just go through a concert, you can see each of the instrument play their own, but whenever I am hearing in my mind, it may be a music. When you just take one track, as you know, A.R. Rahman is making music, something like that. Michael Jackson is making music, something like that. Each track is playing separately after making in a mix to form the particular music. It is like a algorithm. It is like a optimization. Another one is cultural algorithm. The same thing you can see. A group of people making their work in a large canvas. After finishing the work, it should be a highly good art. But individually it is simply graphics, simple graphics from the, so each one have its own path. So that is making or leading into the particular optimization algorithm. Another one is artificial immune system. In our human body, there is a immune system by T cell and B cell epitopes where we making the immunity in our human body, that is making our making as algorithm. That algorithm is also lead solution. Another one is in Savannah in Africa, the buffaloes movement is based on some quality of food as well as quantity of food. So the landscape is highly important for their navigational movement. Based on that, this movement will be visualized as an algorithm. That algorithm is called ABO, that is African Buffalo Optimization Algorithm. That work is recently will be announced. Another work is called Intelligent Water Drops Algorithm. The movement of water from a source to destination. For example, river formation. River formation is something like that. There's optimization. Without obstacle, it is happening. So that is called intelligent water drop. There is also upcoming algorithm. Another one is power pollination algorithm. Power pollination is nothing but pollination from one petal to another petal. Can we make it as a rule? That rule is local pollination, and that local pollination is switch over to multiple petals that can be leads to a global solution. This is called power pollination algorithm. Another one is lion optimization algorithm for identifying a particular prey by the lions, and it should be catch. If it is catched, it can be an algorithm. If it is left, that is also make another algorithm. This algorithm can be make it as a optimization algorithm. So these type of questions always there. Is it possible to grab? Yes, you have more than 150 algorithms in this link. The from some of the algorithm are gravitational search, shuffled, river formation, cuttlefish, killer whale, etc. These algorithms are in this link. You can see more than 150 algorithms are there. This is a source you may have in both of this book, having a broad coverage of say algorithms, especially speaking nature inspired algorithms. In the last chapter on machine learning, a practitioner's approach, there are a lot of research problems. More than 50 research problems we'll be discussing in that book. I would like to say some real world inspirations. That inspirations leads to good solution making. Can you see in this picture the light? That light is very good. What are they? This light is making like that. A water, a piece of you can see a bottle of water can be make it as a wonderfully light. This is a nature formation, a symbols formation, and some of the real innovators you can see from the nature innovations you can see through this video.
സാമ്പത്തിക ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് ഉൾക്കൊണ്ട് എനിക്ക് പഠിക്കാൻ സാധിച്ചു. എങ്കിലും ഞാൻ വിജയത്തിന്റെ ചവിട്ടുപടികൾ കയറി. നാട്ടുകാർപ്പോൾ എന്ന പകരമാണ്. ടെക്നോളജി
વસ્તુ મને ઓકે એ કેમ થાય ઓકે માત્ર ગણિતાને ઉકેલીમાંથી બહાર કાઢવો એ દિવસ જાતે ઉકેલાઈ જશે આ ટેકનોલોજી इंतजार मुझे गवारा न था मुझे मेरे प्यार से मिलना ही था मेरी बेकरारी ने मुझे आविष्कारी बना पर प्यार को भी आविष्कार का सहारा लेना ही पड़ता आविष्कार ही मेरी नूर का नूर है नई खोज ही मेरी जिंदगी का जरूर माई टेक्नोलॉजी
So you just saw the technology innovators from India. That's Discovery. That is a video from Discovery Channel in 2007. That is, even though I am very interested, that is, I just to show that whenever a boat is control will be lost in the sea, how can you identify? It is not easy. Even though the identification of lost flight, it's also not easy. Location identification is very, very hard. Is it possible? Yes, possible. Even though we are using the process, natural process of sniffing of dog, that can be make it as some solutions. So this is a source and this is the destination. There are smell spot that we have created, that boat where we travel from one location to another. There should be some precipitations. That is graphical representation. Based on that, you can make a computation model. There's a 2D geometry. You can see concept of dog path tracing behavior. Based on that, basic concept of Cartesian product will be done, and we can make some data structures, smell spot as well as the movement of dog. And this is the algorithm, and this is algorithm for identifying the shortest path. This is making the comparison, and this also got a not only IPR but also for a patent. Now it's using in SDN controllers for identification of the location in Lakshadweep also. Another one is called prototropism, the movement of, especially speaking, the movement of plants. We can make an initial experiment. Movement of plant is highly towards the intensity of light based on the experiment. That is, if that is making, it's an algorithm here, and the movement is like, say, to a Cartesian coordinate from A to B, from B to D, etc. The promising will be just making other movement, or we are just making a low movement. Others are making it. So that is called as also IPR. Then definitely innovations is making us a individual work. Most of the research works are individual. That is our failure. Teamwork is good. Social group is also another good work. That is why the foreigners will be giving much result than us. Otherwise, good institutions will be making good. Our research problems and research works are not making that much important, because the individualism is high. When you just making a, this is good and this is great. When Tendulkar got a trophy, it good, and India got a trophies better. So that is why. Definitely teamwork makes problems. If some problems arises, we will put the blames into the other's shoulder. That is not a good one. Team should be something. Failure to work not be satisfied through these type of work, because every members in the group can help much. Otherwise, you will not say this is a problem of not mine. It is a problem of that student or that research scholar. This is not a good one. So every success is something like that. It's like a fluctuating road. That about me, and this is the source. You can get lot of things in this book. That about, I think you will try your in future nature inspired algorithms, and interesting algorithms are there. I told more than 150 algorithms are there. That about my short presentation, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Participants, please interact with our sir. There is message from in the chat.
Sir, what is this coronavirus optimization algorithm, sir?
I didn't hear what.
Sir, recently the coronavirus optimization algorithm has been.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coronavirus algorithm.
Yeah.
Actually,
What is its application, sir?
Yeah, actually, whenever that algorithm that is, when you design an algorithm, especially speaking, the coronavirus movement algorithm, the spreading is just making the spreading of virus, because our body is body cell is making something like that. So parameters taking by body's conditions, etc., and virus movement. Virus is a simple one that is called an agent. Based on number of agents, we can find out. So that type of, not only coronavirus, but also all viruses, all RNA viruses can be made like, because of the importance of today's importance of corona. That is why the coronavirus algorithm where we mentioning all RNA viruses are something like that.
So what is this application mainly used for what?
Application, actually I mentioned in the first part, when you make the application first, then make the algorithm. This is the point.
Yeah.
At present, any optimization algorithm or any one of the optimization algorithm can be make it as an coronavirus algorithm.
Okay.
For example, bacteria for algorithm is there, BCO. That algorithm can be, the same problem can be solved by this this algorithm.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Another question is chat box. Can we use BAT
Yes,
for finding hyperparameters in deep learning? Yes, optimization algorithm. Actually it's an optimization algorithm. Deep learning technique is not an optimization algorithm. It is a classification or prediction technique. BAT algorithm can be used as a optimization, parameter optimization after or before the deep learning technique. For example, deep learning is giving a bunch of pre-trained parameters that can be optimized. Last time we just make an algorithm, something like that. We used ABC optimization plus deep learning for identification from corona.
Sir, my question is, I'm asking that question, BAT algorithm. My question is, if I'm extracting features using deep learning and I'm going to classify with the machine learning,
yes.
I'm going to classify with machine learning. That is, if I am following a hybrid model, and for classification, can I use this BAT algorithm?
No. You cannot use classification purpose, but you can use optimization purpose. Like as you heard about the principal component analysis.
Yes.
That is a converging algorithm that is using for parameter optimization. Similarly, you can use parameter optimization. These techniques can be usable. For example, when you identify, say, a prediction technique like a person having corona or not from X-ray images, the deep learning techniques can be useful for pre-trained parameters. After that, if all parameters are, if not sufficiently used for classification for an SVM or some other ANN, before that you need an optimization. You can use some optimization algorithm like BAT algorithm. You cannot use a classification algorithm because it's an optimization algorithm.
Yes, if I am designing a classification model and for training that weights and bias, can I use BAT?
Before that, as I mentioned before the classification, you can use optimization. For example, I have just 10 parameters. I basically know, I don't know whether 10 parameters are leads to the classification. Suppose after the optimization, it's converged as say 7 parameters for the classification, then the accuracy, sensitivity, specificity, etc., are increased. That is why optimization is using.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
Minimi, sir.
Sir, I think there is no more queries.
Okay.
Okay, sir. We can wind up the session. Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful presentation. Now I invite our FDP coordinator, Dr. Anil AR, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Professor Dr. Vinod Chandra SS. Sir, take an excellent session, what we call as nature-inspired optimization techniques and nature-inspired problems. And the majority of the nature-inspired algorithms that include ant colony algorithm, multimodal optimization problems, traveling salesman problems, all these things are explained in an excellent manner. I hope that every participant understands the concept of these nature-inspired optimization techniques. Thank you, Vinod sir, for his excellent presentation. And I hope that the entire participant understand the concept. Thank you, each and every participant. And once again, thank you, Vinod sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. Sir, shall I leave?
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, dear participants. The feedback link is shared in this chat and also in our WhatsApp group. Our second session will start at 11:30 a.m. So please join at 11:30 a.m.